Hello everyone, my name is Adyan. My roll number is 21 MA10006 of section 12, and this is my DIY assignment 2. For this assignment I have made a 3 input combination lock, which when the correct combination is entered, this servo motor rotates. One could attach anything to the servo motor such as a gate or a door or anything that the user desires. So let's come to the circuit. First of all, we have the Arduino Uno board, of course. Then on the breadboard we have these 3 push buttons. These act as the inputs to our lock. This is the first, second and third, which is connected to the second, third and fourth pin of the Uno board. Along with that we have corresponding LEDs with the push buttons which light up when the push button is pressed. These are connected to the analog pins A0, A1 and A2 respectively. These pins are also connected to resistors to the ground in order to maintain the correct current so that these LEDs don't short. We also have this red and green LED. This basically indicate whether the combination entered is correct or not. If it is not, then this red LED will light up and nothing will happen. And if it is, then this green LED will light up and the servo motor will rotate. These have been connected to the 8th and 9th pins respectively, and the servo motor has been connected to the 6th pin. So let's see it in action. The correct combination for this is 1, 2 and 3 as I've coded it. So first, second and third, as you can see, the green LED lights up and the servo motor rotates. It stays there for a while and then it returns back to its original position. Now let's enter the wrong code. Let's say 2, 3 and 1, and as you can see, the red LED lighted up and nothing happened over here. So now that we have seen it in action, let's come to the code. First I've declared the servo motor itself. Then I have stored the pins to which these buttons and LEDs are attached to the variable. And over here I have declared X and Z, which we will use later, and this is the code itself. This can be changed depending on the user. I have set it as 1, 2 and 3, basically the first, second and third button. So this is the void setup function. Here we attach the servo motor to the 6th pin, and then we declare the input and the output pins respectively. The push buttons are declared as input and the LED as output. So in the loop, we check for whether a button has been pushed. This function checks for it, digital read button 1. If it is, then we add it to the X in this manner, X into 10 plus 1. For if the button 2 is pressed, then we add X into 10 plus 2, and if button 3 is added, then X into 10 plus 3. So if I press the first, second and third button, so X will first go to 1, then 1 into 10 plus 2, which is 12, and then 12 into 10 plus 3, which is 123. So basically it will store the buttons I have pressed. Also I add C plus 1 when it senses that a button has been pressed. It also lights up the corresponding LED. And when C is equal to 3, which means that we have pressed 3 buttons, it moves to this function, void check, which basically checks if the buttons entered is equal to the code using this if statement. If it is, then the green LED is lit up and the servo motor is rotated using this. If it is not, then the red LED is lit up. Also, X is turned to 0. X and C both are turned to 0 for the next iteration, for the next inputs, and also the LEDs corresponding to the push buttons are turned off. So that's the code of this circuit. This can be used for many purposes, as you guys must be aware. So that's it for the presentation. Thank you for watching.